Welcome to Fun Fashion YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button to join the family. In this video, we'll be learning easy method to draft bustier pattern. Let's dive in. So we are going to be making use of bust, waist, under bust, shoulder measurements, under bust length, cup size, okay? Cup size, we're going to be making use of cup size, the waist half length, the bust span, and the bust point. I've gone ahead to mark the shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line, and I have connected to create the armhole curve. If you don't know how to draft up to this point, that is the basic bodice block, you can check out my video on how to draft the basic bodice block. I'll drop the link of that video in the description box. I have also marked the neckline and then the chest line, which is the armhole line. You use a formula of bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 to get the chest line. Then the bust point, I'm working with bust point measurement of 9.5. So this is the under bust length. I'm working with under bust length of 13, and the waist length, that is the front half length, is 16. Okay, so this is the bust span, which is the nipple to nipple measurement. I have gone ahead to divide it by 2, which will serve as my dart line. Okay, so after that, the next thing we are going to do is to mark the cup size that we have measured. That is the cup size. If you don't know how to take the breast cup size measurement, you have to check out my video on how to take accurate body measurements. Okay, I'll drop the link of that video too in the description box. From the under bust length, I'm going to be marking the cup size. I'm not marking from shoulder, I'm marking from the under bust length. So I'll mark the under bust length, which is 6.5. So I'll mark it here like so, and then I'll connect the line. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to extend this line. And to extend the line up, you have to divide the shoulder measurement by 2. Whatever that is left on your shoulder measurement, you divide it by 2. Okay, and connect it to this bust point. That will be your dart line for the up. Or alternatively, you can just extend this line up. Okay, but for me, I prefer this particular method. Okay, so the next thing to do is to take the dart intake, and for this I'm going to be marking 2 inches on this side and 1 inch on this side as my dart intake. Then I'll come to the waistline and mark 1.5 on this side and 1 inch. Just take this 1 inch down and I'll connect the points, okay, from the under bust to the waistline, and I'll also go ahead and connect it to the bust point like so. Next thing I'm going to do is to take my dart up here. So I'm going to be taking 0.75. If you're working with measurement of a busty person, you can go ahead and take 1 inch, but this measurement is bust 36, so I'm going to be marking 0.75. That is, if you want enough over bust tightening, you can go ahead and mark 1 inch on each side. We're going to start marking the horizontal measurement. The bust measurement of 36 divided by 4, I have 9. So I'll mark 9. I'll also come here and measure what I'm going to take off here and replace it. So I have 1 here, so I'm going to replace that 1 inch that I'm going to trim out here. Then I'll come to the under bust line and mark the under bust measurement, which is 7. But I'm not marking in front at the front of my tape. I'm going to go back by ½ inch because I want it to have enough under bust tightening. Okay, so I'll measure whatever I have taken out here, which is 3, and replace it back. Okay, like so. So I'll come to the waistline and mark the waist measurement, which is 7. I'll replace what I'm going to be taking out here, which is 2.5. So I have replaced it. I'll go ahead and connect the points like so. Okay, so now that we are here, the next thing I'm going to do is to replace this dart intake on this cup size line. So from here to here is the cup size, breast cup size. Okay, so I'm on that line. I'm going to replace this dart that I'm also going to be taking out. So I'll measure it is 1.5. So on this armhole line, I'm going to replace it 1.5 to create a new armhole curve. Okay, because if I don't do this, if I don't replace it, I'm going to have shortage. Okay, because when I close up this place, it will no longer be up to my intended measurement. That is my intended measurement. So what I have here before was 6.75. So if I close up this dart, you will notice that it will no longer be up to 6.75. Since I've replaced this dart I have taken out here, it's now going to be up to 6.75. Okay, so it is important that you replace whatever that you have taken out to avoid having shortage. So I'm going to be marking the side darts now, and for this the side dart is 1 because the difference between the front half length and the back half length is just 1. The front is 16 while the back is 15. So I'm going to be marking that 1 inch as my side dart. Okay, so that is it. The next thing to do is to blend out all the pointy areas. So go ahead and blend it out. Okay, so you can now go ahead and convert the your cupped bustier to either sweetheart. If you want a sweetheart neckline, you can come down here by 1, 2, or depending on how deep you want the sweetheart neckline to be. Let's just assume this is 1.5, or let me just take 2 inches and connect to create sweetheart neckline. Okay, so you can decide to make this an off-shoulder dress. If you want it to be an off-shoulder dress, you can just cut it out from here. But if you want it to have a yoke, maybe you want to combine it with lace or net or anything, you can just trim out this place and cut this as a yoke, and then this down part will be the off shoulder. So we are going to be drafting the back. For the back, just mark the dart after you have marked your shoulder line, chest line, and the waistline. Okay, then you create your shoulder slope, your armhole curve, and the neckline, as well as the dart intake. So I'm going to be taking 0.75 on each side of the dart line. That is the nipple to nipple measurement is your divided by 2 is your dart line. So I'm going to connect like so. Okay, so the next thing to do is to input all the necessary measurements. Bust divided by 4, then waist divided by 4 as well. You replace your dart intake. Okay, so you connect the points from the bust to the waistline. So the next thing to do is to mark the back yoke. If you want a back yoke, you can go ahead and mark the back yoke. You can use the bra length line, or you can go down depending on how deep you want the yoke to be. So I can just go ahead, I'll measure what I have at the front. If I want my back yoke and the front yoke to align, I will just measure what I have at the front and place it here and connect my yoke. I can go for a straight yoke or whatever shape I want. You can decide to maintain the chest line and cut here as the yoke, or you can give it a V shape at the back. Okay, and don't forget to also take out 0.75 or 1 inch depending on the hip size for the zipper to lay flat at the back. Okay, so you're going to trim out all this place. Okay, so now we have the back of the cupped bustier with yoke. If you don't want it to have yoke, assuming it is an off-shoulder dress, you can either maintain the chest line or you can still come up here by 1, depending on whatever you want to achieve. So that is it. If you have watched up to this point, drop me comments in the comment section so that I can come and appreciate you. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post the cutting and sewing tutorial. See you in the next video. Bye.